I'll be reading Joseph's Coat of Many Colors. Enjoy. Joseph's Coat of Many Colors. Jacob had 12 sons, and he loved them all. He loved Reuben, the eldest. He loved Benjamin, the baby, and he loved each one in between. But Jacob had a favorite, and that was Joseph. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a new striped coat. The coat had red stripes, green stripes, purple stripes too. It had stripes like a rainbow in every shade and hue. The other brothers felt jealous. "We do all the work and he gets all the presents," they complained. It didn't help matters when Joseph told them about his dream. "I dreamed your bundles of wheat bowed down to mine," he said. "Then the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowed to me too." "What a big head you have," cried Benjamin. "What a show-off," grumbled the others. "You and your dreams," said Reuben. "Don't think we are going to bow down to you, little brother." But Joseph couldn't help wondering if God was trying to tell him something important in his dreams. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to find his brothers, who were looking after the goats in the faraway fields. So Joseph set off to look for them. The brothers spotted Joseph's rainbow coat a long way off. "Look," they cried, "here comes Joseph in his striped coat. Let's give him what he really deserves." Rip, bump. They tore Joseph's coat from him and threw him into a pit. "Help!" cried Joseph. "Let me out of here." But the brothers wouldn't listen. They were too busy plotting how to get rid of him. "We should kill him," they said, "and then we'll never have to see him or his coat again." But Reuben shook his head. "Let's sell him to slave traders," he suggested. "We can dip his coat in goat's blood and then show it to father. He'll think Joseph was killed by wild animals." Soon, some slave traders came by on their way to Egypt. The brothers sold Joseph for 20 pieces of silver. Then the brothers returned home to show the blood-stained coat to their father. Jacob was heartbroken when he saw it, but the brothers were still too full of anger and jealousy to feel sorry for what they had done. "Let's see if Joseph's dreams come true now," they jeered. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to a very important man named Potiphar. "I might never see my father again," thought Joseph, as his new master led him away. Joseph felt scared. Joseph felt alone. But then he remembered his dreams and that God was with him. "I will work as hard as I can," he decided. "I will please God and Potiphar." That's exactly what he did. He fetched and carried, he worked and worked. He never grumbled, he never shirked. He worked as hard as any slave can, till Potiphar made him his right-hand man. Potiphar was pleased with his new slave, but his wife was not. She wanted Joseph to do all sorts of wicked things, but he refused. To get back at him, she lied about him and had him thrown into prison. But God was with Joseph in that deep, dark dungeon, and he had big plans for Joseph. One day, a prisoner told Joseph a dream that he'd had the night before. "I had a vine with 3 branches," he said. "Then I made wine for the Pharaoh, our king. What can it mean?" Joseph listened to the dream. Then God told Joseph what it meant. "In 3 days you will be set free and serve wine to the Pharaoh," Joseph explained. And that's just what happened. After that, everyone asked Joseph about their dreams. God always helped him explain them. Before long, Joseph became the dream teller, so famous that even Pharaoh asked for his help. "I dreamed 7 skinny cows gobbled up 7 fat cows," Pharaoh told Joseph. "What does it mean?" "It is a message from God," said Joseph. "For 7 years there will be lots of food. Then for 7 years there will be none." "We'll starve," cried Pharaoh. "What should we do?" "Save up food for the next 7 years," said Joseph wisely. "Then there will be enough to eat when the famine comes." Pharaoh was so happy, he set Joseph free. "Joseph is my right-hand man," he announced. "He is in charge of my food supplies. Everyone must do as he says." What did Joseph do then? He got to work, of course. He filled up bags with grain, he filled up barns with bags, and he filled up the land with barns, till there was enough grain stored to feed all of the people of Egypt, and more. After 7 years, there was a famine, just as God had said, but Joseph had saved plenty of food to share. Hungry people with rumbling tummies came from far and wide looking for something to eat. Even Joseph's brothers came. "May we please have some grain?" asked the brothers. They didn't recognize Joseph, but Joseph recognized them. Joseph longed to hug his brothers, but he had to be sure that their hearts were no longer full of anger and hatred. So he played a trick on them. He hid a silver cup in Benjamin's bag. Then he gave each brother a big bag of food. As the brothers turned to leave, Joseph cried, "Guards, search these men!" Of course, the guards soon found the silver cup. "Your brother is a thief," cried Joseph. "He must stay here as my slave." The brothers fell to their knees and bowed before Joseph. "Take one of us instead," they begged. "Benjamin is our father's favorite. He has already lost one favorite son. Please don't take another. It would break his heart." At once, Joseph knew that his brothers had changed. "Don't you know me?" he cried. "I'm your brother." The brothers all looked up and gasped. "Your dream about the wheat sheaves came true," they said. "We bow down before you." "This was all God's plan," said Joseph, hugging them. "He sent me to Egypt so I could help my family. Bring our father here too so we can all live together again." And that's exactly what they did. The end. Joseph's coat of many colors.
More than was here, you may be prideful of the strides you will make, but keep one thing clear. You're just a player in a much bigger plan, and still you have to give it all that you can, the very measure